Okay, we're going to be looking at the ROMs today. So here's the schematic, and these are the three ROMs. They are U134, U130, and U129, and they are located at some strange addressing. This one goes from C0 to DFFF. This one goes from E0 to FFFF. And this one goes from A0 to BFFF. So A and upwards, A to C, C to E, and E to the very, very top. And that's the way these things are configured. One of the interesting things about the microprocessor, the 8608, is when it gets a reset signal, it goes to address locations FFFE and FFFF, and it looks at the values stored at those two locations, and that will be the jump vector to where it goes. And the jump vector that's programmed there will tell the microprocessor. The microprocessor will take that 16-bit value and it will load it into the program counter, and it'll go from there. So it'll be interesting. We'll go and examine those two locations there. The way that the address decoding is done is with this chip over here, right? And you can see that it's decoding RAM and IEEE, ROM. So the ROM A0 is there, the ROM C0 is there, and the ROM E0 is there. So that's the way it gets decoded. So yeah, let's go look at these ROMs and see if they have anything in them. All right, so let's put in U129. And let's read it. Looks like it's got stuff in it. That looks good. Does it have any ASCII? No, there's no ASCII in it, just bits. All right, let's try the next ROM. The next ROM is U130. Let's read that. This is the one that starts at E0 and goes all the way to the top. So the very, very last entry would be FFFE and FFFF, and they are actually set to E000. So this is the master ROM then. When the microprocessor wakes up, it will first fetch FFFE and FFFF. It will get E000, and then it will start executing starting here. So yeah, this will be the very, very start of code, the 0FCE8. So I could take a look at that on the bus to see if that's the codes that are being generated when it wakes up. That might be an interesting test. Is there any ASCII in this ROM? No ASCII in this ROM. Let's look at that last one. Read. Oh, did I put it in backwards? Oh, I put it in backwards. Ooh. Circuit protection. Very nice. Thank you. Saves me from being an idiot. There we go. And it looks fine too. And any ASCII? No ASCII. Okay. So one of the interesting things that I found online was I found copies of the ROMs on a website. I don't remember which one it was now, but I found copies, but they're a later revision. So this is the E6 revision, and I found E7 revisions online. So that will be interesting. So let's put in this first ROM. We will read it. And this is the U129 chip. All right. Now what I'm going to do is I am going to load the E7 129. E7 129. So I've just loaded in the E12729, and we can do a verify to compare what we have with what E7 is. So we'll do a verify, and it says that there is some differences. So we can say, okay. And they will be highlighted, and the differences will be highlighted in red. We can find them. Ah, there we go. Just the last line. There are some differences in the last line. Okay, let's do that for the other chips, just for fun. Let's go to the next chip. We will load that one. Oops. Load. That would be the 130 chip, E7. Okay, and we'll do a verify on that one. And do a verify. Also, there's 28 differences, 28 bytes of differences here. They look like they're all at the end too. Okay, so there's some differences here. All right. And then let's go to, but mostly the same, right? That's interesting. So not a big difference between E6 and E7. And let's load the last one. E7. Open. Okay, verify. Oh, 3,059 bytes of differences here. Okay, lots of differences. Let's go to the beginning. So the beginning is all the same. And then there's a whole bunch of differences in the middle here. So they've changed a lot of code on this chip. So I don't know what this chip is. And then there's a lot of just blank at the bottom. So I wouldn't think this bottom section here that's just FF00, that could just be anything. I don't think that's used. So I don't think there's really much going on there. But they did change a lot of code here up at the beginning. So if I do get this thing working, I will upgrade it to E7 and see how that works. But I think for now, the code looks fine. The ROMs look fine. So I'm not going to touch them right now because I don't think that's why our machine's not running. But we do seem to have good ROMs, and it just doesn't act right. So yeah, we'll have to go dig in some more.